Hello everyone and welcome back to Chaos Corner, where we dive into the chaotic world of books and stir up literary mayhem one book review at a time. I am your wonderful host Morgan. Hello, hi, whoa. I hope you guys are taking care of yourself. Don't forget to hydrate or die straight, and I'm very excited to bring you today's book review. Continuing on our Blood and Ash series, today we will be looking at A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. It's the second book within the series. Okay, little preface going forward. I read the rest of these on ebook, so I do not have a physical copy to come and show you, but I will still give you the tea, the gossip, the drama, everything. Now I want to let you guys know, this book and the next grabbed me by the fucking neck and put me in a chokehold, because as I currently film this, I'm done with book 4 of the main series, and I'm almost done with book 2 of the side series. So that just puts into perspective kind of how I'm feeling about this series. As always, here's our good old synopsis from Book Reads, or in, most cases, the back of the book. A betrayal. Everything Poppy has ever believed in is a lie, including the man she was falling in love with. Thrust among those who see her as a symbol from a monstrous kingdom, she barely knows who she is without the veil of the maiden. But what she does know is that nothing is more dangerous to her than him, the Dark One, the Prince of Atlantia. If you don't know, that's Casteel and whoo, baby, we're gonna get into it. He wants her to fight for him, and that's one order she is happy to obey. He may have taken her, but he will never have her. A choice. Casteel is known by many faces and many names. His lies are seductive as his touch. His truths are as sensual as his bite, and Poppy knows better than to trust him. He needs her alive, healthy, and whole to achieve his goals. But he's the only way for her to get what she wants, find her brother Ian, and see for herself if he has become as soulless ascended. Working with Casteel instead of against him presents its own risks. He still tempts her with every breath, offering up all she's ever wanted. Casteel has plans for her, ones that could expose her unimaginable pleasure and unfathomable pain. Plans that will force her to look beyond everything she has thought she ever knew about herself and him. Plans that could bind their lives together in unexpected ways for either kingdom is prepared for. She is far too reckless, too hungry, and resistant to temptation. A secret, but unrest has grown in Atlantia as they wait for their prince to return. Whispers of war have become stronger, and Poppy is in the very heart of it. The king wants to use her to send a message. The Descenders want her dead. The Wolven are growing more unpredictable, and her abilities to feel pain and emotion begin to grow and strengthen, and the Atlantians start to fear her. Dark secrets are in play, ones that are steeped in blood stains of two kingdoms that would do anything to keep their truths hidden. But when the earth begins to shake and the skies start to bleed, it may already be too late. So there is our good old synopsis, kind of giving you an overview of what this book is kind of feeling like. This is when we get to learn a lot more about the Atlantians, their journey, their history, and kind of comparing the two histories, which I think is really interesting, because especially what happens in the third book, it kind of reveals a lot. This book primarily is forming the relationship with Casteel and Poppy, because Poppy has only ever known Casteel to be Hawk, and now there's something to play. It takes her for a while to really understand why he did what he did, and to kind of heal from that betrayal. This book is understanding and recognizing that Hawk is still there just as much as Casteel is, but that you can't live without the other. They're both the same person, and she needs to learn how to mend those people together, and kind of accept those people. I mean, the book very clearly calls that point out many times, that Hawk is still in Casteel and Casteel is very much still in Hawk, but you have to recognize that they are the same person. But I had a little bit of a problem. Just one little bit of a problem. And I don't normally have problems with books, because I'm the person that will say, I will read any book you have given me, even if I really don't like it. But the one problem that I had with it is there are some sexual aspects that just felt out of place. Because there's moments where the sexual tension and you know, that kind of build and that kind of stuff is like very, very good and very intentional, because it's either a turning point in the relationship or it's reconstructing that trust or whatever, right? But there are some times where it's like, why the fuck? Why are we doing this? Like, the betrayal of Hawk wanting to use Poppy is still very, very raw for her. This is still like very new. And I think Casteel kind of doesn't recognize that at some points. For reference, when I wrote my script, it's a little rough, but I said, like, basically the betrayal is still too raw for Poppy. But yeah, let's have sex. Like, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. There's points where it works very well, and there's points where it ain't working very well. Again, we have a lot more world building, and with the knowledge that we already have, it's kind of overloading at points. But because it's so fast-paced, this book, it really keeps you up with it. Sometimes I found myself going back to certain points and being like, oh, because they did this and because they did this, and it really made me think a lot more than I thought I would ever have to. Also, can we just take a moment to talk about Kieran? I love him so much. He gives me, for those that don't know, My Hero Academia, it gives me very Shoto Todoroki vibes, where he's kind of just stoic, but has a deep trust and bond with not only Casteel, but then later on, you know, Poppy. And I love him. He's always there to be like that shoulder for both of them. And we love Kieran. We stan Kieran. Like, specifically for this book, I loved Poppy's moments with Kieran at breakfast. It was like that staple for her as she built her routine in a world where her entire world has been shattered and she's been kidnapped and betrayed by the person she loves. Their breakfasts and their talks in the morning became like a therapy session that she really needed. So yeah, this book is really about building that trust back with Casteel and understanding that Casteel and Hawk are the same person, as well as she's not only learning about the world around her, but what she must do and who she really is and how her powers really are affecting her. And this is only the beginning of it, and obviously I'm down to book 4 now. So I know a lot more than what I did during this book. But this book was very fast-paced and kind of kept me on track with it all. So even though I was getting bombarded with new information and, you know, the raw angst of Poppy and her betrayal and her anger, it was fast enough pace for me that I could really kind of follow along with the beats. Which in the previous book, the first book, it was harder because the first half of it was so much just world building. But again, there was just kind of some stuff with this book that rubbed me the wrong way, even though it had me by the throat. Again, I'm one of those people that will read any book that you give me. I'll read it to the end, give it a fair shot, try to see the world the author's creating. And I can see where she's creating it. It's just a betrayal like that is very hard to come back from. And so you have to be very convincing to come back from a betrayal of, you were my first for everything. You have opened my eyes to everything and anything and what life is like. And then you kidnap me, kill my guards, and expose an entire world of information that I had no idea about. That is very hard to grapple with. It is hard to grapple with the willful ignorance or the ignorance is bliss kind of mentality. Because when you're in that, it's very easy to be ignorant. As we can kind of see in today's culture. It's easy to be ignorant. It's not easy to learn the truth. Like, Poppy's violence at Casteel's betrayal is very justified. It's completely justified. But Casteel being turned on by that and trying as a way to try to fix things with her makes him feel like a himbo in not the right way. Like, wrong himbo vibes. Like, this is giving middle-aged old man. What are you doing? But again, this book was so fast-paced that it made me like search and grasp for that new information. While book 1, I was more looking for the world building and kind of trying to see what is being formed. Now I see it as, okay, the world's kind of formed, but it's not what you think it is. And so it's relearning the world that you already know with Poppy, but also trying to combat like these character motivations of betrayal and angst and love and loss. And it was a whirlwind. So for that reason, I'm giving this book a 7.2 out of 10. We need to like redirect some of the character motivations, and some scenes just need to be kind of changed and reworked, which is why I'm really, really excited to give you my opinion and my review on The Crown of Gilded Bones, because that one changes how Poppy acts and changes who she is, and we finally get to see her be like the badass that I know she is, and I'm so excited to share that with you, especially since The Crown of Gilded Bones is when Poppy and Casteel get married, and I'm excited. Again, this book felt more like I don't want to say a filler book because it's not, because it sets up a lot of important things that needed to be set up, like Atlantians history and that kind of world, because it's like we're bringing Poppy from the world of Solus and bringing her into the world of Atlantia, and I know it's necessary, but it a little filler. So thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts was on this book. So those who have read the book, leave me your favorite scenes and comments down below. I cannot wait to read them. And if you haven't read the book, go read it. It's good. It's really good. It's $7.99 as an ebook, so go read it. Hope you all have a great week. Don't forget to hydrate or die straight. And I'll see you next week for The Crown of Gilded Bones. Mwah! Bye! Baby, Mama recording a video. You gotta be good. Can you do that? Can you be a good girl? I guess not.